Yo, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Morning Market Report. Bulls versus bears today, guys. We've got a little bit of a mixed market here on the hourly. Looking at the daily, though, here on Bitcoin, some are on crypto in general, some green on there. Some things are up pretty good. Ultima right there behind my head, up 10%. But the stock market looking a little sell-offish today. Looks like the bears are going to take some room to move today and run with it. So, guys, we're going to talk about this, talk about the data that's coming out tomorrow. We got new layoff numbers topping $1.1 million. So we're going to get into all of this and a whole lot more. You guys know what time it is. Get your notebooks out. Alexander G, get your Trapper Keeper. Classes in session. Let me check and see. I was just now updating my post on X because I had not done it yet. Don't know what's wrong with me. There we go. It's up there. Got that great thumbnail today, that dynamic thumbnail. I'm having fun doing those things. They're pretty cool. So welcome to everybody that's in the chat right now. 62 of you guys watching. I appreciate y'all being here. Let me go smash up the like on my own video. There we go. We liked it. We're good. Brought to you by Chart Prime. As always, guys, they still got I think they still got the Black Friday sale going on. I don't know. I'm still trying to learn what they updated, but there's a lot to it. So let's go ahead and jump in on the Bitcoin chart. Take a look at that and see how it's looking today. This is the levels we talked about when we were down here. I said, I think if we come up from our level, which is an 887 platinum pocket, that we would be returning to the golden pocket. It's interesting that we got to pump up to the 66 golden pocket, and then we get a rejection down, get a little sweet below that 786 and below these previous candle areas, and then return. And I said 94,237 likely our high. If we do break that, maybe 100,000. Nope. Looks like 92,380. 93.48. Is that the high? What was the high? 94,181. 94,181. So we were pretty close to that 94,237. Now we are showing a little bit of support right now on the 4 hour. And I want you guys to, I'm going to get in here on some chunky candles and we'll talk about what we're seeing here. We got our rejection right there, right at the 618 golden pocket top. Okay. Front ran just slightly. I am in a short from $93,000. We'll see what happens then with that. But right now, I am seeing some hopium here for you guys. We are getting a wick down and a pullback. The bulls and bears, as we showed on that thumbnail. You guys need a chart, don't you? There you go. We are getting this little pullback here at $92,058 off of that quantum reactor there. So we are getting a little bounce there. I don't think it's enough, though. If you take a look at the 4 hour, volume is coming down, money flow is coming down, oscillator ribbons coming down. What I was talking about a second ago with no charts is this area here where we came down to the platinum pocket and got a bounce. I do believe that we're going to pay a revisit down to the platinum pocket at some point. Where will we go in this $85,000 to $80,000 range? I don't know. Don't make me day drink alone. I got coffee. I can't drink. I got things to do today. Thursdays are a busy day for me every other week. So I'll tell you guys what I got going on today. But the coffee's good. I'm not drinking alcohol, but I will drink coffee with you at this time of day. Shout out to Alex O, Crypto, the man, the myth, the legend. Appreciate you sending all the otter gang over here. Drop those otters in the chat for the OGs. I appreciate them. I am going to be watching to see if we return back down. Now, I do want to point out, we do have a VWAP coming in here that's coming in right above the 786. If we come down and we bounce in this area on the 786 and that VWAP, and we don't create a new low here, then we have to consider that we are now running here. Let's pull this up a little bit. And here's what we'd be seeing: a low, a higher low, a higher low on top of a higher high and a higher high. So at that point, I would be looking for a really good long setup on here at the 85,522 range. But right now, I am seeing some volume pull back and get low. Matter of fact, I saw this last night on FX Evolution, and he was talking about this. Let me pull it up here. Volume. We just want good old fashioned traditional volume. There we go. He was talking about this level here, and I want to show you guys. You guys see historically here. Let me get rid of these. I don't want these. Don't show me the latest news. There we go. I want to show you guys historically here what's been happening. You see how we get periods of this like hard volatility here of sell-off volume, right? And then we get the turnaround. Look at this big push that we get in volume, right? Look here, it's kind of low and flat, get a big push in volume. And that's what's given us the up to get up there, right? We didn't get that here. We actually had very low volume. We had a little spike of volume that was not as hard as the sell-off. And then we get into another little low here. We're getting less and less volume each time that we're getting these pushes. And that causes me to believe that the bears are getting stronger and the bulls are getting a little exhausted. So it would take a bounce in this range at the 85,522 for me to go, okay. And for me to see a bigger green candle come in here, right? I want to see the big, strong volume give us that push. That's what we would need to see. So let's go jump over to the chat, see who all we got in here. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. 153 of you guys watching right now. I appreciate you all. Robert Mulligan, shout out to you. JR, our community trader, all set. Good morning, Army Piper and the alumni. We appreciate you being here, man. French Toasters in the house. I think I saw CJ Taylor earlier. That's my brother. Got to give him a shout out. Wix Wife 589, Alexander GR Mod Queen, Bitcoin Bunkers in here with us. Shep joining us. Gear, what's up, man? 18428. There we go. Curtis Hill's in here with us. Jesse Gellick. Man, we got the whole crew. I appreciate you guys all being here. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. If I didn't say your name, it's because Ada Ace saying yo, yo, yo. There you go. It's because we got to get into this news. I got Yard Guy coming today to winterize my sprinkler system because it does snow here in Dallas. Not something that I had to do in El Paso. We don't get much winter weather there in the desert, but got to get that done today. And plus, it's our housekeeper comes today, clean the house, and we got to take Gypsy, our beautiful doggy, to the daycare and grooming and all that. So I got a lot of stuff going on. So without any further ado, let's get in on the news and let's talk about what we're seeing over there. Let's bring this in. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Let's take a look at the Into the Cryptoverse metrics here today. How are we looking? We are currently sitting at $3.139 trillion. So the crypto market cap is above the $3 trillion mark again. Trend line on this coming in at about $4.764 trillion. Undervalued right now by about 34%, making its way down low. How far is this thing going to be at when this is all said and done? Who knows, man? Who knows? Looking at the current crypto wristbands, we're at 42.9%, dropping down a little bit from yesterday's 4.3. How about the Bitcoin dominance? Bitcoin dominance sitting at 58.64%, moving its way up there. Take away those stable coins. Bitcoin dominance sitting at 64.65. How are we looking on X marks the spot? Yeah, see, there's that little, I had to post that. Forgot to post it this morning, but now it's posted. It's all good. I want to show you guys this. This is pretty interesting. Yeah, I want to show you guys flashbang, warning, flashbang. I want to show you guys what we're looking at here on a chance for a rate cut and what they're saying about this on the backs of some job numbers. So we got 87% chance of a rate cut coming next Wednesday, okay? Of course, I'm going to go over this article in depth here in a minute, but right now, layoff announcements this year top 1.1 million layoffs. It's the most since 2020 when the pandemic hit. And remember, these are layoffs, announced layoffs. These aren't including in the, hey, we got to let you go. We just don't have the numbers on small businesses. They don't report these layoffs. That's just someone gone, right? So Challenger, Gray, and Christmas said layoff plans totaled 71,321 layoffs in November, a step down from the massive cuts announced in October, but still enough to bring the total up to 1.17 million now. So we got 90% chance almost of a rate cut. We got all these massive layoffs. What are they saying here about the stock market? Because keep in mind, stock market damn near at all-time highs. So let's take a listen here.
You have this thing where everyone keeps saying the K-shaped economy, right? The consumers are struggling, but AI is booming, and Wall Street is booming, and the market is up. And what the byproduct is that the Fed basically is being forced to cut rates because the labor market is weak. So Main Street is weakening, right? On the flip side, inflation is still running kind of hot, still at around 3%. And no one in the Magnificent Seven needs a rate cut. Like, none of these tech companies at all need honestly, maybe a rate hike. I mean, like, it's that hot, right? So, but the problem is the Fed has no option, right? Because Americans need the support as the labor market deteriorates. So now you're adding fuel to this fire that's already raging, and these few names that are driving the market. And I think that only makes this K-shaped economy bigger. I think the wealth gap gets wider, as I've been saying. And that comes back to what I've been saying all year is own assets or be left behind, because asset owners will be the ones that reap the rewards of this K-shaped economy broadening. So
and if you guys don't know what the K-shaped economy is, it's basically, think about a K, right? There you go. K, right? You got your K. Two branches, one going up, one going down. That's your lower income and your upper income. And so that gap in between widens, right? It's getting wide. And so what he's saying there is that, look, if you don't want to be on that lower band of the K, need to have assets. And because we are getting rate cuts, and I'm doing a whole deep dive next week on the rate cut effect on companies. Guys, I just want to show you here. I mean, NVIDIA's got a cash problem. They have too much of it, okay? Think about this. Think about Mag 7 companies getting rate cuts, meaning they can borrow money for cheaper while they're sitting on the problem of having too much cash. When NVIDIA this week said it would take $2 billion stake in chip design company Synopsys, it was just the latest in the string of massive investments announced to the chip by the chip maker this year. It's a lot of money and a lot of deals, but NVIDIA's got the cash to write big checks. At the end of October, NVIDIA had $60.6 billion in cash and short-term investments. That is up from the $13.3 billion that they had in January 2023, just after OpenAI released ChatGPT. What do you think is going to happen with these companies that are getting valuation up, supporting? It's the top 10, Mag 7, top 10 stocks are running about 47% of the stock market right now. We've even shown that chart. Let's see if I can find it here. We got that chart that had where we are with the top 10 versus where we are in the, let's bring it over here. Top 10 versus where we are with the rest of the economy stocks and like large cap sector. This is your top 10 stocks, really, your tech sector versus the regular S&P here. It's the S&P mid cap 400 sitting way low. Matter of fact, almost at this one level here, which is a devastating. This is back in like 2010. We hit this level, and that was like, hey, we're closing down businesses, right? And so we're seeing a real weakness here in the real economy sector versus large cap sector. So what are these companies going to do when they have all that money coming in? from cheap rates, right? We can get a cheap loan now. Thanks, Jerome Powell, and now they have even more cash to drop out there for cheap to borrow. So yeah, I think that we're going to be in some interesting times, and what he was pointing out there in that segment. Own assets or get left behind. That's why I'm continuing to dollar cost average my Bitcoin. Still continuing to dollar cost average my stocks. Matter of fact, we gave you guys that list in our Discord of all the stocks. Meta today off of that list up 5%. So if you have not seen the list, go into our Discord, go into the AI sector stocks pinned up there in that list in the TradFi watch list, and you'll see we got a whole list in there of everything to do with data centers, mining, and cooling for the systems, the chip makers, the whole list of all the stocks that you guys need to keep an eye on that are going to be critical and pivotal in the building of new data centers. So also, you guys know those nice leverage stocks and crypto ETFs out there. It's like, hey, do this, buy this, and it's 3x or 4x times that. Like, for example, MSTR has an MSTX, which I think is like a 2x version of the MicroStrategies. Well, those ones that are 3 to 5x leverage no longer allowed to be used. The warning letter cited violations of Rule 18F-4, which caps funds exposure at 200% of their value at risk, which would be a 2x, by the way. Volatility shares filed the most aggressive proposals, seeking approval for 5x leveraged ETFs tied to Bitcoin, Ethereum, Tesla, and NVIDIA. These products would amplify a 10% daily move into a 50% gain or loss for investors. The company submitted 27 different ETF applications in total, including products covering Solana, XRP, and Strategy. The current regulatory framework establishes a 2x leverage as the practical ceiling for ETFs. This should end any speculation about 5x cryptocurrency products entering the TradFi market anytime soon. And I think that's a good thing, in my opinion. Is it limiting people's risk? Yeah, sure. I can go with that too. I can see that side of the coin. But at the same time, it's also creating a more stable environment for the tokens. So there's enough leverage out there in the markets. And there's enough ways to play leverage without the ETFs having 3 to 5x. We're not trying to get grandma wrecked, man. Quit trying to wreck grandma. Do you guys see this also? Bitcoin Cash. Bitcoin Cash up 8.9%. This was a snapshot yesterday. What is it right now? Let me take a look here. Let's go to Bitcoin Cash on my chart. I'm not going to show it here. That's still going to be up there. I just want to look here. BCH. Good old BCH. There we go. Binance. We'll deal with that one. That works. Go to it. Yeah, Bitcoin Cash down today about 1.63, but had a massive run up, guys. And this is pretty interesting that yesterday there was a period of time where Bitcoin Cash was up 8.9% for the year. This is for the year. It was up higher on a percentage move for the year than Bitcoin was. So very interesting there. If you had told me that Bitcoin Cash would outperform Bitcoin over a year time frame period, especially in the blow off top year, I would have called you crazy. But here we are. Who knew? Who knew? Who had that on their bingo card? I just want to know. Let me know in the chat. Did you have that on your bingo card? I did not. So let's go jump in. Look at the liquidations past 24 hours. Past 24 hours had 923 traders got liquidated. Total liquidations coming in at 245 million. Kind of a low day for liquidations there. There was a single trade on Ethereum though. Got valued at 9.14 million liquidated on a single trade. Of course, that was a short trade that got liquidated. Someone evidently didn't know that ETH had an update coming out yesterday is what happened. And they thought it was going to go way off the rails and they decided to short. How are we looking on the stock market TradFi side here? Let's give it a refresh. Dow Jones down slightly, 0.03. S&P down about 0.04, and the NASDAQ down about 0.1%. Nothing major to write home to mom about there, but be aware, markets are looking a little red. Russell 2K down about 0.3%. VIX below 17, so we're not even seeing a lot of volatility. It's just kind of flat. Bonds market right now, 10-year Treasury yield getting getting sold off. It's on its way up right now. When it goes green, it means it's getting sold. When it goes red, it means it's getting bought. Right now, the rates are going up 4.096, about to hit 4.1 again. How's gold and silver looking? Had a little pullback on it. Gold's at $4,222, down about 0.25%. Silver's at $56.93, just below $57, down 2.88%. And the copper having a over a 0.5% downside move after a massive run on it there, 5.35 for copper. Platinum's at $1,651.90, down about 0.6, and palladium down about 2% at $14.78. Precious metals all taking a little hit today. I think people are just kind of waiting to see what happens tomorrow, because we are going to get economic data tomorrow that's going to have an effect. Let's look at crypto bubbles here. Bitcoin up on the daily about 0.3%. Ethereum on the back of that upgrade got a 3.6% upside move. I do think that there's a short coming for Ethereum. You guys should take a close look at the chart. Maybe JR will do that in the Discord, see what he sees on Ethereum, and see, hey, this might look like a juicy short level. So if you feel so inclined, JR, no one's going to hate you for a good short on Ethereum after it's run up. BNB is up about 1.6%. Solana about 1.4%. Any big movers today that we're seeing? Cardano up 2.7%. A to Ace, you should be happy with that, sitting at 44 cents, man. Leo token up 3.1. That's a native token for the Leo Decentralized Finance Exchange. And then Avalanche is up 4.1% on the daily, flat on the hourly there. Zcash making a little rebound there, 5.1% on the daily, but still sitting down at $351. Shout out to Bobby Wong. He shorted that thing at $500, I believe, is what he told me. So why is there not a toaster emoji anywhere? That's a great question. Let me see here. Let me see if I have one here in Apple. Maybe they do. I'm gonna look. Toaster. Nope, there is no toaster. There's toast. And that's like toasting with drinks, not bread. Can we go bread? Is bread in there? We can do this, Alexandra G. That's what we can do. We can do a loaf of bread for toaster. That's all we got. All we got. Shout out to Toaster. We'll put one in the emoji when I get more members here. We did get initial jobless claims come in today. Initial jobless claims sitting at 191,000 for the week. This is weekly unemployment filings. $218,000 or 218,000 jobs was the previous number after a revision from 216, so it went up by $2,000. 2,000 people more. Consensus was that it would be about 120 or 220, forecast at 220, came in much lower than expected at 191, which lowers the chance of rate cuts, but it went from 90 to 87, guys. Still 90% chance, in my opinion, that we get a rate cut. We are going to get a lot of data tomorrow. This is going to be PCE, core PCE month over month. We're going to get Michigan consumer sentiment. This will be up to date for December. But if you take a look at all the PCE data that we get tomorrow, PCE year over year, PCE price month over month, personal spending month over month, personal income month over month, and core PCE month over month, all for September. Holy crap, are we behind on the data? Welcome to December, where we're still looking at September to make decisions that affect January, only at the Federal Reserve, guys. Next week, though, we are going to get JOLTS job openings for September. It looks like we're going to get it for October finally, which I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if we get this for October. I've heard a lot of the job numbers aren't going to come out until after the FOMC, which will be the week following that. Let's look here. Yeah, non-farm payrolls for October, November, all coming out after the FOMC rate decision. So who knows? Let's take a look at this jobs layoff numbers here and what they're saying here. Announced job cuts from the U.S. employers moved further ahead of 1 million for the year in November as corporate restructuring, artificial intelligence, and tariffs have helped pair job roles. Consulting firm Challenger, Gray, and Christmas reported this on Thursday. The firm said layoff plans totaled 71,000 for November, stepped down from what we saw in October, but now at 1.17 million for the year. In November, Verizon's announcement that it would slash more than 13,000 jobs helped drive the total. Tech companies driven by innovation and AI. Look, I think at the end of the day, I've looked up data on how many jobs are being cut from AI, and it's actually not that much. It's a very low percentage, like 20%. I still stand that a lot of this is because their numbers are going down because the consumer has less available cash to buy things. And so their sales are going down. And in order for them to keep the shareholders happy and keep buying stock, they've got to show that they've got good profit margins. If you don't have the sales, how do you cut overhead? Or how do you show profits? You show it by cutting overhead. Where do you cut overhead the quickest and easiest? You fire people, which is a self-licking ice cream cone of failure, because when you lay people off, they don't have jobs. And if they can't find new jobs, you now have less consumers to buy more of your product. I'm just going to put that out there. Somebody paid a lot of money for a college education to be a CEO of a company that can't see further than 5 feet in front of their face of what's coming ahead of them. So, there you go. There you go. That's why I think we're seeing so many layoffs this year, because they're trying to get their profit numbers up for the shareholder. I love how Piper says sales, 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 sales. I'm from the Midwest, man. We shortcut all kinds of words. If there's a quicker distance between this consonant and this consonant, we're going to get that shortened version of a word out there. So shout out to Alex on crypto, man. Love you. Layoff plans fell last month. Certainly a positive sign. That said, job cuts in November have risen. What are we looking at here? It was a trend to announce layoff plans towards the end of the year to align with most companies' fiscal year ends. It became unpopular after the Great Recession in 2008, especially, and best practice dictated layoff plans would occur at times other than the holidays. Yet here we are in October getting one of the biggest ones of the year. Hey, Merry Christmas to you and your family. I hope you guys have a great Christmas. You're fired. Go find another job. Again, looking at the Fed watch here, 87% chance. It dropped 3% on the new job numbers, 13% chance that we don't get a rate cut. I think that we do. 25 basis points. And again, next week, I'm doing a full breakdown on Jerome Powell and how we think he will react to these numbers and the data that he's getting. So, NVIDIA and their cash problem, yep, we talked about that. Everyone's tracking. December, still green, 2.765%. However, the quarterly, we would have to do a 18.62% move to get us into a green quarter four. And we've never had a red quarter four in the halving year ever. So you take that for what it's worth, or not the halving year, but the end of cycle. So, man, we're at the end. Look at that. We got through all the news. Let's go take a look at the charts and see how we're looking here on this front. Bitcoin Cash. Let's go, Army. There we go. There's charts. And this is Bitcoin Cash that I was talking about here, guys. We did have a nice little run up here. We got a fair value gap coming down to about 560 on Bitcoin Cash, but it is trying to make its way back up right now. Money flow is looking good. Volume's coming down though. But yeah, Bitcoin Cash outperforming Bitcoin this year. Crazy, crazy thoughts. Let's go look at Bitcoin. How are we looking here on old Bitty Boy? We're at 92,400 right now, guys. And again, we are holding this level here, the quantum reactor, as soon as it loads in, and this 0.66 fib. So look at this trade consolidation. This is a perfect example right here of Alex O's hot dog. There's a hot dog bun. There's a hot dog bun. Don't trade the hot dog, okay? Obviously, my bun was made. This is like the generic buns that you get from like Aldi's, with one's like really short and it doesn't work at all, like the other side. And you're like, man, who made this? Blind people, like the U.S. military's uniform. There we go. There's a hot dog right there in the middle. Don't trade this. Trade the buns. There you go. So shout out to Alex O. If you guys don't know, U.S. military uniforms made by blind people. So I saw all kinds of crazy stuff on our uniforms. They do it to make, give them a job so that they can make money, and they just follow patterns. And so you'll get some jacked up stuff in our uniforms in the military. When people say military grade quality, I walk away. I don't want that. Let's talk here about the monthly still on Bitcoin real fast before we head out. Guys, we are still sitting here with a red monthly. Of course, just now started. But if we take a look, this is for December. If this thing stays red for the month of December, we got problems, because historically, when we go into the red, it does not end well for price at all. It stays red for a while. We had one little period here, and that still gave us a 40% pullback. I can show you that here on the chart. We'll show you on the chart here. Right here, still had a big pullback, even though it was just, very choppy histogram. big pullback still happened there. So if we close the month red here on this histogram, guys, we are probably in the crypto winter, and it's not going to be pretty. We're going to see more downside. So stay tuned. Make sure you guys are watching here. We'll be letting you know as we hit each of our phase lines. Matter of fact, come over here, take off market bottoms, market tops, turn on the objectives, and look at these levels. These were the phase lines that we are playing with here. And even though phase line CME fully gone, that's where we just got our rejection at. Phase line fair value gap has been closed, got our bounce there. Our next phase line is going to be bear market down here at 74,500. Are we going to make it there? Or are we going to return back up here to phase line 52 and the phase line 618? Who knows? Keep tuned. Stay tuned. We'll be breaking it all down here for you guys. I appreciate everyone joining today. Like I said, a short show today, but you guys are quite awesome to be here. What are you guys saying in the chat? You know what it is. Good morning. Listen, Pipes, I'm about tired of you heading out before 10 o'clock. You're on the schedule slot. I need a fill. Bro, I'm sorry. I got housekeeper coming. I've got my yard guy coming. Got to get my dog to the daycare. I got to get her to the groomer. I got a busy day, man. Much love to you. When OC's back and I have him to help fill time, then, all good. But I'm gone on December 14th. It's a Sunday. I'll be gone that day for 2 weeks. I'll be in Europe. So you guys aren't going to have me for 2 weeks anyways. You guys hold OC's feet to the fire on 10 o'clock time. Much love to you, though, Dave Digital. Much love to everybody that joined us here. A shout out to Alex O Crypto sending the Otter gang over here. Guys, I'll be back here tomorrow morning breaking down this PCE data from September like it's still freaking relevant or something, but we'll break it down and talk about it. Till then, guys, trade safe. Use some risk management. We'll catch you guys tomorrow morning. Peace, love, profits. Hashtag 30-minute shows rock. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Later.
That's the rap. Chart stack data never lie. Piper led the mission, OC in the sky. Spaghetti on the screen, but the vision stay prime. Chart prime visual, signals on time. Alumni strong, we built from the grind. Lessons in the market that'll outlive time. Knowledge is profit, you know how we run. Till the next one, stay sharp, get it done.
You can't handle the truth. Emotional damage.
We'll see you at the next
They don't
one.
know what the fuck they're doing.
Morning market report out.
Boom shakalaka.
We'll see you at the next one. Morning market report out. We'll see you at the next one. Morning market report. Ow.
That was awesome, dude.
Hey, it didn't break. What else you got?